Okay, so the MATH Tangram is something that I saw at a workshop, and so I made one for myself. But this is a really good thing that I use, and you can determine really quickly who your good cutters and who your good gluers are in your class. Because that's really important when you start doing these journal pages, that you can kind of tell who's going to need a little bit more time cutting or who may need help cutting. Even in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I have seen kids that still really do struggle with a pair of scissors, and you'd be surprised your other students tend to chip in and say, hey, I'm done cutting mine, let me help you cut yours. So I'm gonna scan this page in for all of you, and I run it on colored paper, and so their job is to cut it out and put it together, and then I check it, and once I've checked it, they can glue it in their book. And this is kind of our little contract for our classroom as well. And so the kids really kind of enjoy this as a starting project. The next thing that we put in is our math notebook rubric. And this lets the kids know how I'm going to grade. And this came from the website frogsandcupcakes.blogspot.com. I will put a link on the website so you can find this. And these, I actually shrink these down when I grade, so I don't run as many copies. I usually can get, I think, 2 on a page, and that way when I grade, I'm not using tons and tons of paper just to grade a notebook. But I really do love this rubric, and I have parents, when they see this, they go, well, my kid doesn't have really neat handwriting. And even again, in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you have kids that still really struggle with handwriting. And so I base like this section off of my knowledge of the student. If they're doing their best, and if their best is still not very neat, then they're still going to get all the points for it. The main things that I look for is that they've recorded all the information on their journal pages, that they have kept their table of contents up to date, that they have labeled their pages, and they haven't skipped pages in their book, because we use every single page in our interactive notebook. The other thing are these illustrations and diagrams, that they're clear and they're accurate. And that's usually any extra stuff that I've added. And sometimes I change this one to do journal pages. If they've missed a journal page because they're absent or they didn't glue it in, sometimes I change this section for cases like that. All right, our next page is called Clock Partners. I was introduced to this last year and I love it. What I have my kids do is they have to go around the room and they have to have someone sign in each of the hour blocks on this clock. So if Tim takes his page to Joe and Joe signs here at 12, then Tim has to sign Joe's book at 12. So they both have each other in the same spot. And this works really good when it's time to do group work, because you can say, hey, get with your 12 o'clock appointment, get with your 5 o'clock appointment. And we start the year off by only filling out 3 blocks. And I tell them, find somebody for your 12, your 3, and your 6. And then we'll do another, at the end of the first 6 weeks, I'll say, okay, do one for your 2, 4, and 8. Fill those in. This helps if you have students move in and out. That way everybody's kind of got their chart filled out. And occasionally I will sign up to be a clock partner with some of my students, and I'll fill in as well if somebody is absent. I'll be a clock partner as well. So this page I will scan in as well for you. The next section is our Unit 1 pocket. Now we make one of these for every unit, and I will do another video showing you how to do a unit pocket and then how we do our glossary.